Welcome back to our channel, everyone. It is so incredibly wonderful to have you here with us today. If you are new to the family, or if you've been hanging out with us for a while and just haven't gotten around to it yet, please take a quick second to hit that subscribe button. Seriously, go ahead, click it right now and join our amazing community, because we have so much to talk about today and you absolutely do not want to miss any of our upcoming videos. All right, let's dive right into the good stuff because, oh my goodness, we have a brand new, absolutely beautiful photo straight from Meghan's world. And yes, it is a stunning one indeed. I mean, the moment this popped up, my heart just completely melted and I knew we had to break it down together. This gorgeous new photo features Duchess Meghan and her precious little baby girl, Princess Lilibet Diana, and it is just pure warmth and love radiating through the screen. The caption attached to it reads, "Mama's Little Helper," and honestly, could that be any sweeter? You see this beautiful, candid moment of connection, just a mother and her daughter sharing a quiet, authentic slice of life, completely removed from all the chaotic noise and the relentless glare of the international media spotlight. It is a reminder of what really matters at the end of the day, which is family, love, and the simple joys of watching your children grow up. But of course, because it involves the Sussexes, you already know that the media machine just cannot let a beautiful moment exist in peace without trying to twist it into something negative, which brings us to the main topic of our conversation today. Now, when we talk about desperate royalists, we have Tom Sykes leading the desperate group. I mean, let's be entirely honest here. The sheer desperation coming from certain pockets of the British press and royal commentators has reached a level that is honestly quite embarrassing to watch. Tom Sykes recently published this utterly bizarre claim where he says Duchess Meghan's rustic Italian kitchen is a laughingstock in Montecito. Can you believe the audacity of that statement? I actually had to laugh out loud when I first read that headline because it is just so profoundly ridiculous. A laughingstock according to whom, Tom? Who exactly in Montecito is gathered around whispering about the aesthetic choices of a private kitchen? It is just so transparent, and you can tell how incredibly desperate Tom is for money and clicks. He is grasping at anything, literally anything, to fabricate a scandalous headline because he knows that putting Meghan's name in the title is the only way to guarantee traffic to his articles. I think stories like these really illustrate very clearly how desperate royal reporting has become in this day and age. It has completely devolved from any semblance of legitimate journalism or objective reporting into this weird, obsessive, fictionalized soap opera where commentators just invent narratives out of thin air. They don't make money off of the other royals, and that is the cold, hard truth that they hate to admit. The public interest just isn't there in the same way. So these reporters are forced to constantly cycle back to Harry and Meghan to keep their careers afloat. And let's look at the facts of this specific situation, shall we? Tom Sykes didn't even go to Italy to investigate whatever it is he claims to be reporting on. So clearly, even his own editors at the Daily Beast didn't find it worthy enough to send him or spend the budget on an actual trip. Yet he sits at his desk thousands of miles away, pretending to have his finger on the pulse of Montecito high society, spinning these elaborate tales about a kitchen. It is laughable, it really is. But what is truly fascinating is where Tom actually chooses to spend his energy and time. He didn't go to Italy, but he sat in court every single day Prince Harry was there during his legal battles in London. Think about that for a second. Every single day he was planted in that courtroom, hanging on to every word, watching Harry's every move like a hawk. The obsession is real and it runs deep. The exact same Tom Sykes is the one who is now visibly shaking in his boots and terrified of the UK government and Harry being in talks. There is this undercurrent of absolute panic among these traditional royal commentators right now. Tom Sykes is really frustrated and he deeply fears that the UK government might actually involve Harry in their own things, recognizing his global reach, his unique diplomatic appeal, and his undeniable ability to connect with with people on a human level. They're terrified of a reality where Harry is validated and engaged by official institutions because it completely shatters the narrative they've spent years trying to build, a narrative that paints the Sussexes as irrelevant outcasts. But anyway, despite the non-stop barrage of ridiculous headlines, fabricated dramas, and bitter commentary, Meghan Sussex and Harry Prince are always working without even listening to the noise. They just keep their heads down, focus on their philanthropy, build their brand, and live their lives beautifully and authentically. Let's unpack this whole situation a bit deeper because the dynamics at play here are just so telling of the current media landscape. When you look at that beautiful phrase, "Mama's little helper," it evokes this timeless, universal image of a toddler wanting to be involved in whatever their parent is doing, whether it's baking, gardening, or just moving things around the house. It's a stage of childhood that is so fleeting and precious, and for Meghan to share that glimpse with the world is a wonderful gift to the supporters who have stood by them through thick and thin. Princess Lilibet Diana is growing up in a nurturing, peaceful environment, surrounded by the beautiful nature of California, far away from the stifling, rigid protocols of the institution across the pond. You can see the happiness in these glimpses, and that happiness is exactly what seems to trigger the critics the most. It's as if the media cannot handle the fact that Meghan and Harry didn't crumble under the weight of the pressure. They expected them to disappear or to fail miserably outside the royal fold, but instead they're thriving, and that thriving is driving people like Tom Sykes absolutely crazy. Let's talk a bit more about Tom Sykes and his supposed Montecito insider sources. The idea that a kitchen could be a laughingstock in an entire community is just peak fictional writing. Montecito is home to some of the most successful, wealthy, and private individuals in the world, people who value discretion above all else. They are not sitting around gossiping about a rustic Italian kitchen style. It's a completely manufactured narrative designed to cater to a very specific audience that wants to believe Meghan is failing at everything she touches. It shows a complete lack of journalistic integrity, but more than that, it shows a profound financial dependence on the Sussex name. The anti-Sussex industry is a multi-million-dollar business, and when there is no real news to report, these commentators have to invent something, even if it's as mundane and ridiculous as interior design choices. It's pathetic, really, but it's the reality of the tabloid economy. And the contrast between how they cover Harry and Meghan versus how they cover the rest of the royal family is just night and day. They don't make money off of the working royals in the UK because the drama isn't there, or rather, the media chooses to protect them and keep their stories sanitized. The traditional royals are predictable, they follow the script, and frankly, they don't generate the same level of intense, passionate global engagement that Harry and Meghan do. Whether people love them or hate them, everyone clicks on a story about the Sussexes. So, reporters like Tom Sykes are trapped in this cycle where they have to keep feeding the beast. The Daily Beast, in this case, didn't even think Tom's Italian kitchen story was worth a plane ticket, which tells you everything you need to know about the actual editorial value of the piece. It was filler content, a cheap shot, meant to generate quick ad revenue from hate clicks. Yet when Prince Harry was in court fighting for his privacy, fighting against the unlawful practices of the tabloid press, Tom Sykes was there every single day. Why? Because that was real high-stakes drama that drew eyes from all over the planet. He witnessed firsthand Harry's determination, his resilience, and his refusal to back down to the very institutions that Tom represents. And that is exactly where the fear comes from. The fear isn't really about a kitchen. The fear is about Harry's power and his potential. The establishment is terrified that the UK government might bypass the royal family's petty grievances and realize that Harry is an incredible asset on the world stage. If the government starts engaging with Harry on official levels, it validates his choices and proves that his departure from royal life didn't diminish his status or his value as a global leader. This frustration and fear among the royal rota is palpable. They have spent years writing obituaries for Harry and Meghan's careers, claiming they would be forgotten within a year of moving to America. Now, years later, the Sussexes are launching new projects, signing new deals, traveling the world on highly successful tours, and remaining at the absolute center of the cultural conversation. The critics are running out of arguments, so they have to resort to attacking kitchens. It's a total breakdown of their narrative, and watching them scramble to find new angles of attack is honestly highly entertaining. They are frustrated because they cannot control them anymore. In the UK, the palace and the press have a symbiotic relationship where information is traded and narratives are carefully managed. Harry and Meghan broke free from that system, and the press has never forgiven them for taking away their power. But what I love the most about Harry and Meghan is their absolute resilience. They are always working, always moving forward without giving a single second of their time to the noise. They understand that the headlines are just temporary distractions meant to provoke a reaction, and by refusing to engage, they win every single time. They are building a legacy based on impact through the Archwell Foundation, through their creative partnerships, and through their advocacy for mental health, digital safety, and digital rights. They are showing that you can redefine what it means to be a global public figure on your own terms, without sacrificing your mental health or your family's well-being. It's a powerful lesson in boundaries and self-worth. And that brings us back to that beautiful image of Princess Lilibet Diana, Mama's little helper. That photo is a reminder of why Harry and Meghan made the choices they made. They didn't leave royal life for fame or money. They left to protect their children. They wanted their son and daughter to grow up in a world where their every move wasn't scrutinized by paparazzi, where they could play in the dirt, help their mom in the kitchen, and just be kids. When you see Lilibet in that photo, happy and safe, you see the ultimate justification for their departure. The risk they took, the pain they endured, it was all worth it to create this peaceful sanctuary for their family. The critics can write whatever they want, but they can't touch that peace. They can't enter that kitchen. They can't disrupt that bond. And they can't change the fact that Harry and Meghan have built a beautiful, successful life on their own terms. The noise is just static, fading away into irrelevance as time goes on. The work they do and the love they share will be their lasting legacy, long after the bitter columns of Tom Sykes have been completely forgotten. It's a beautiful victory, achieved not through retaliation, but through resilience and joy. So when we see a beautiful photo like the one of Meghan and Princess Lilibet, let's celebrate it for what it is, a moment of pure joy and love. Let's ignore the desperate cries of commentators who are just trying to pay their rent off of manufactured outrage. The truth always wins in the end, and the truth is that Harry and Meghan are happy, successful, and doing incredible work in the world. Thank you all so much for spending your time with me today, for listening, and for being such an analytical and supportive community. Don't forget to subscribe, leave your thoughts in the comments below. I love reading what you all have to say, and I will see you in the next video.